Hey guys, Antrim here, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how the hunger system works within Minecraft. Now I'm not just going to be doing a thing where I'm like, hey, the hunger bar goes down when you run a lot, thanks so much for watching. But no, instead I'm actually going to be getting into the nitty gritty of how the hunger system works within Minecraft so that you guys can best manipulate it while you're playing survival and things of that nature. Because I actually did wind up finding quite a few surprising things about the hunger system and about like what is most efficient to do while playing Minecraft. So anyways, let's go ahead and let's launch right into it here. So there are two things that you actually need to worry about aside from hunger itself. Like you guys can see the hunger bars on the bottom right there. There's 20 of them according to the game because each half is you know, an actual hunger point. So there are 20 hunger points that you have to worry about when your hunger is going down. However, there are two hidden things in the game that you cannot see by default, and those are mostly what hunger is all about. So if I go ahead and I type in this command with a little, with a little mod that I have installed here, and I go ahead and I open this up, you guys don't need to worry about all of this information except for these last two purple bits right here. There's a thing in the game called food exhaustion level and then food saturation level. And by default, when you spawn, your exhaustion level is 0 and your saturation level is 5. The exhaustion level goes up to 4 while the food saturation level goes down, starting at 5. Every single time that the exhaustion level hits 4, the saturation level goes down. But if your saturation is at 0, your hunger goes down. So let me go ahead and you guys probably actually saw if you looked at the numbers there. Let me go ahead and let me check that one more time. You can see that my food exhaustion level is actually at 3.6 while my saturation is at 0. So I'm actually about to lose hunger here. So you can see that the little hunger bars at the bottom right, they're actually bouncing now. And that's because my saturation is at 0. So if I go ahead and I start running around a little bit more, you can see that the number itself, the exhaustion level, has now hit 4. It's reset. And, it's reset back to 0.3 because I ran around a little bit. And then actually, you can see that my saturation level is still at 0, so that my hunger, my food level, has gone down by 1 instead of my saturation level. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing. And that's pretty much how it works in a basic sense. But what I wanted to tell you guys about in this video is, well, the most efficient practices for like running around in Minecraft, the most efficient practices for eating food, because you can actually tell if I eat my golden carrot here, it's going to fully restore, the hunger bar. It restores 3 points, 3 like hunger pork chop things, 6 points by default. But if I go ahead and I check out my MBT information, you can actually see that my saturation level is 14. So, way, way above the default of 5 when you actually spawn. Let me go and let me kill myself actually real quick in game so that you guys can see the default levels when I actually, spawn. Just to show you guys that I'm not fooling you. You can see that my food exhaustion level is at 0. My food saturation is at 5. And if I eat this here golden apple, just for the heck of it, and because, that's the only food that you can eat while you're actually full, my saturation level goes up to 14.6. So it goes up by like 9.6. So kind of awesome. So anyways, now getting into the nitty gritty bits that I wanted to talk about in this video. So while playing in like Sky Ant Farm Survival and whatnot, while playing on survival maps, doing this, doing that, usually my preferred method of running is by running and jumping. And the reason why that's the case is because it is by far the fastest. But one thing that I was beginning to notice is that after a certain amount of time, my hunger bar would shoot down really fast. And I always felt like this was some kind of a bug in the game. But it's actually not, because your hunger is dictated by more than just your hunger bar and some internal saturation level. It's also, dictated by the secondary values. So there's, the exhaustion level, which I kind of had an idea that existed and that tied into hunger. But what I didn't know, like I knew saturation existed and I thought that's what it was. And I thought that just kind of slowly went down, But no, in fact, what happens is that this saturation level right here can be considered a secondary hunger bar. And your hunger will not go down until saturation reaches 0. So, as long as your food saturation level is above 0, your hunger will not go down. That's why it seems like your hunger goes down so suddenly, because it actually does. So when your saturation level hits 0, that's when, you know, the actual hunger bars, your food level, starts going down instead. So if it ever seems so sudden as to why your hunger is just like shooting down really fast, even though it was maxed out for so long, that's why, because it's not like a slow degradation that happens over time. It's just really, really fast after your saturation level winds up going down. So how can you best avoid this? Well, alright, so getting into the nitty-gritty numbers here, I'm going to tell you guys what is most efficient and least efficient to do within Minecraft. Because I'm sure a lot of you are probably wondering what the point of this video is, and the point of it is to, you know, let you guys know, like, what are some of the best practices to do in survival Minecraft. You know, to sort of, like, best preserve your actual hunger bar. And the first thing that I can say is that you definitely want to eat food when you are exactly that amount of hunger points down. So, for example, the cooked pork chop here heals 4 hunger bars or 8 hunger points. And that's exactly when you want to eat the pork chop, because when you eat a piece of food, it gives you a set hunger level and it gives you a set saturation level. So it gives you those two things no matter what. So if you eat a piece of food right the moment that you can eat it, it's not exactly the most efficient, but it's not really going to completely screw you. But if you're looking for the most efficient practices, that is the best thing to do. The next best thing to do is to try and never, ever jump if you can avoid it. Because, as I said, you know, as you guys probably saw before, let me go ahead and let me check out the MBT thing here. So whenever you jump, you know, it takes away from your, or it adds to your exhaustion level. And as I said before, whenever this number hits 4, the saturation level goes down by 1. So just try and bear that in mind when you think about some of the numbers that I am about to explain here. On a certain map that I was testing on, you know, it was just a quick 100-meter dash, because I wanted to go by distance rather than like time, because I think that's the most important. So on a 100-meter walk, my exhaustion level only went up by 1. Just 1. So not even enough to tick down my saturation level by a point. Not even close. So that means I would have to walk 400 meters before actually having, you know, before having my saturation level go down by 1. Which also means, what is it? So 400 meters times 5, which means I could walk 2,000 meters without jumping, just straight walking, before my hunger would start to go down after respawning from a death. So, quite a big distance. However, when you're just running, I sprinted for 100 meters, and that number, that same exhaustion level number, went up by 10. So, let me go ahead and let me do this here. So, the exhaustion level went up by 10, which means this number will have apparently went up by 2, and the saturation level will have gone down by 2, because, you know, this ticks for every 4 exhaustion points. So, yeah. So, running is 10 times less efficient than just walking. That's the point I'm trying to get at here. But you thought that was bad. Running and jumping, however, that number went down by 20. So 20. It is 20 times less efficient to run and jump versus just walk in the game. I'm not even kidding with these numbers, guys. 20 times. Some people told me it was 8 times less efficient. No, I did the research. It is 20 times less efficient. I mean, I know that you naturally have to jump throughout the world, and jumping actually gives its own distinctive, like, exhaustion level number. You know, so let me go ahead and let me pause the game here, or at least go into here. You'll notice, let me actually, you know what, kill myself here, because that's going to be the easiest way to show this. Let's go ahead and let's kill myself. So just remember that my exhaustion level starts at 0. I'm going to jump 1 time. Just a straight jump. Okay, here we go. And let's go ahead and let's use the MBT thing. You can actually see that my exhaustion level has gone up by 0.2. So just jumping once. If I jumped 5 times in that 100-meter walk, then it would be just like twice as inefficient. So yeah, avoiding jumping whenever you can is great, but also avoiding sprint jumping whenever you can is great as well, because I do believe that has like its own number. I believe it's 0.8. So if you sprint jump, it's 0.8 on your exhaustion level. 0.8, like that's quite a lot. So that's why you can see that the 100-meter run and jump is 20 times as inefficient. So definitely recommend against jumping whenever possible in the game, because it is just terribly inefficient. Now, that doesn't mean in survival Minecraft I'm going to avoid, you know, jumping, or I'm just gonna, like, try and find a way around or something. But maybe, you know, making use of vines isn't such a bad idea, or making use of ladders isn't such a bad idea in the game, or stairs or something, rather than forcing yourself to jump. Because if you're gonna try and preserve food, or if you're in a situation where you have to preserve food, then maybe it's a good idea to consider preserving food. So yeah. If you guys do want a complete list and details of a lot of the information that I talked about in this video, specifically the amount of saturation points every given piece of food gives, then be sure to check out the link in the description below to the Minecraft Wiki, because that has all of that information, and it also has all of the information for exactly how many saturation points per meter you wind up losing, or rather how many exhaustion points you wind up gaining per, like, meter of running, per meter of walking, per meter of jumping, or rather per jump rather, and things of that nature. And yeah, so just saying, Golden Apple Master Race, because now my saturation level is at 20. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, you can see it's at 20. Yeah, it's at 20. 20 is actually the max. Just feel like throwing that out there. Oh, that's actually the wrong one. But there you go. The food saturation level maxes at 20. That's also a good thing to note. So you can't, like, endlessly stack food or anything like that. So that's another thing you want to be careful for. You don't want to go above the maximum saturation level. So eating to a point helps, like with mushroom stew. If I eat a couple of mushroom stews, it helps to a point. But it's really only to a point. And as long as my, you know, food level is not going down, then it will always be as efficient as can be. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, without too much rambling any further, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end off this video here. I hope you guys found this informational, and I hope you guys use these tactics or use this information to your advantage while you're playing survival Minecraft. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have enjoyed. My name is Ant Venom, and I bid you all farewell. Thanks so much for watching.